People don't like that. People are like, we there. Showtime, let's go. All right, good morning and welcome to the Sports Buffet on ELEGBETETVRADIO TV Radio. My name is David Matthews. So I'm going to to come to Sports. Plenty to talk about today. Many messages on my DM. I hope I am able to answer some of those questions. And we plus the expected or anticipated questions that's going to come today. Nigeria Super Eagles went to Morocco, Tangiers, to play against Liberia, and we needed 2 penalties to go over the finish line. In that game, we still have a game to play tomorrow because Cape Verde came from 1 goal down to win their game against Central African Republic 2-1, as I predicted. So I'm not surprised about that one. It's a showdown. Yeah, Ghana needed a dubious penalty, epileptic falling by a Ghanaian player, and the referee was right there. That was match fixing as far as I'm concerned. I don't care what anybody have to say, but it was match fixing. In Europe, Portugal did not qualify directly for the Qatar 2022. Cristiano Ronaldo and his teammates have to wait for the playoff next year, March. Yes, on the 26th of November, the draws will be made. So we'll know who they are going to be, tag along and how they are going to find their way, navigate their way through the qualification. Brazil is already qualified. I said it last week. Argentina just can't stop progressing. I think they won 1-0 over Uruguay. They keep going. They've got 26 games plus. Also, without losing, they're 10 games away from the record set by Italy, held by Italy at international level. Let's see how that goes. But then one of my recently favorite team is Newcastle. Somebody sent me a very long message, and I'm going to read a very. I'll paraphrase it and then I'll answer it on the show because he said I should answer on the show. And then there's a whole lot more. Lewis Hamilton, I think that's the man of the weekend. Come on, from let's say 25 grid points, a punishment to storm into victory in Brazil. Okay, Max Verstappen, as they want us to call him, not Verstappen, Max Verstappen. Yeah, you see, the thing about being in front is all of a sudden you being in front and you keep looking at your back, you would definitely go backward because life makes us to always go to where we put our focus. I think that Max Verstappen, when he was coming from behind to overtake Lewis Hamilton, it was very focused. All of a sudden, there is too much focus on what Mercedes and Lewis Hamilton is doing. He's no longer having control over his driving. Had no business losing in Brazil. He could lose anywhere, but losing in Brazil, had no business losing. But somehow that happened. Well, let's see how it goes. There is still Abu Dhabi to come. There is still Qatar next. The next race is Qatar. And 3 more races to go, 14 points ahead. They are still leading 8 points ahead in the Constructors' Championship and 14 points ahead in the Drivers' race. Max Verstappen's title to lose anyway, but you can't discount Lewis Hamilton as it is right now. Yeah, somebody sent me a question. Let me read it fast and go straight to it because there's a whole lot for us to dig into, and I don't know if we have enough time. Hello, Idafe. My name is Emeka Chukwuebuka. I'm writing you from Anambra. I've been following you for a while, but I've not sent a message in. But this time I needed you to answer this question. Right? Every time people raise questions about Ganatrol, you always try to defend and defend and defend. And it sounds like you're standing directly opposite the guy that we used to know. What has happened? And then also, you don't see anything wrong with Ahmad Jupinik. Is there a reason for us to start thinking that you are on their payroll, or what is really the problem? Okay, let me answer you. Straight away, my brother from Anambra. So this is, if you know me very well, and this time we're gonna throw. I've done this like with coaches of the Nigerian national team. I remember when the first time I ever almost got fired from working in radio was 2013, when I stuck my neck out and I said Todofichajes was going to win the Nations Cup. I remember when we were going into that Nations Cup, if you recall very well, the team was very poor, was terrible. The bunch of players that it was picking. Sunday Oba was a controversial player. Everybody was saying that he had not played football for 2 years because there was this battle between Enugu Rangers and Warriors, who owns him and who doesn't own him, and he was just there, okay, sitting at home in Abuja, and then Todofichajes picked him, and they said the national team is not for rehabilitation. And quite a few other players like Godfrey Babuna, Ejike Gweke, those players were not really there. Kenneth Omeru was, I've not even found his feet yet. But then he took all of them to the World Cup. And then the Nations Cup, worst of all, he brought in Joseph Yobo, who everybody felt was past his prime. And I was practically the only journalist, the only person in Nigeria who believed that Nigeria was going to win the Nations Cup. And then we came back and won it, right? Fast forward, like every coach that I've coached the national team, and I make it very clear, I'm a fan of the Super Eagles. So first, I'm always going to be biased because I'm a fan. And I always say to people that the best time to support your team is when you're down. Okay, so with Ganatra, let me explain Ganatra's situation. Ganatra is practically the coach that have come into the national team at the worst time ever of our national team. Being that first time in the history since I was born, in the history of Nigerian football, where we've not qualified for 2 Nations Cup back-to-back. He came in and qualified us for the Nations Cup. We went to the World Cup, we didn't do too well, but we had a very young team. He is also the coach that have come into the team at a time where we didn't have a steady goalkeeper, we didn't have a spine. First time in the history of Nigerian football since I was born in 1977 up until now that we didn't have a spine. What is a spine? A spine is the formative line of a football team. So you have a goalkeeper, center back, midfielders, and attacker. We didn't have a spine. Rather, they were falling apart. Vincent Yama had left. Kali Keme had leukemia and was no longer going to be part of the team. And we didn't have a goalkeeper, actually. So we needed a goalkeeper. We started from Francis Uzo. We were taking off Alan Pasu and a few other players, Daniel Akperi, Ezenwa, and then Omar Katuba helped us to get Marco Okoye, who's currently been signed by Watford. So good, we started with that. And then at the back, we really didn't really have solid defenders that you can bank on. We still don't have a left fullback, a right fullback. Till this day, we've tried everybody. But the thing with them is, if you notice, they don't seem to have the kind of consistency that back in the day, people like Benedict Iroha, Tayo Taiwo, Celestine Babayaro, Austin Iguaivon, Ifeanyi Udeze, Chidi Odia, they had in their clubs when they played for the national team. These players don't have it. Today, Olaina is in form. The next minute is not there. Next tomorrow is Chidozie Awazie. There's no consistency to their play. That's one. Two, every other coaches before now had no issues with money. Not even when we say Sasa, Keshi, Olise had issues with money, not to compare. You can't compare it to the kind of monetary issue that this current coach is having. So knowing all of that, having all those information at my back, I don't think it would ever be fair for me to criticize it. Then another thing that has not also worked well is, let's be very honest, we don't have the facility. Our stadiums, our training pitches are terrible. We don't even have a training pitch. Where we play match is terrible. It's even worse than other people's training pitches. So to me, I felt like it would be wicked of me or bad of me to just be no playing pattern, no this. Considering what he's working with, I have no choice but to support him, and that's the reason why I support him. Talking about Amaju, okay, so it's not just about me, and I've had people say this, because he's from Delta. No, I've always supported FA chairman. That's the funny thing when they are doing well, and when they are doing wrong, I'll be the first person to criticize it. Take for instance, there was a time I criticized Amaju so much that the fans were saying that he's your own boy. Why are you criticizing him this much? But I think that Amaju is, that thing you say somebody's a child of destiny. If you get whipped, attacked, and pushed as much as he gets pushed, and he's still going forward. I mean, people say like, "Oh, he's the worst FA president we've ever had," but it's the only one that got the 210. Why did he get the 210? What is he doing right? All of the people that are right couldn't even get 210. I think that for me, since I was born, the best FA chairman that we've ever had is Aminu Megari, but even Aminu Megari didn't get 210s. So one of those things. But then again, you also have to, like, all things considered. This is the FA that have been starved of fund the most. This is the FA that have not gotten enough financial support from the government. So when you look at all of that, it's a case of what Tupac said, I was born not to make it, but I did. So I have no choice but to, like, give them the benefit of the doubt. Like, if you're working out of your skin to get this done, why should I criticize you? Especially when I know the truth that, man, there's not enough financial support. What is the drawback with Amaju is the fact that national teams are really, really doing badly at age grade, under 20, under 17, under 23, even the women national team, they are not there. And I feel very, very bad about it. And I have that conversation with him all the time, like, man, come, what's going on? But then I also realized that the government is not funding sports. So that's nothing anybody can do. It's not going to steal money to do it. But let's see how these things go. And let's get past that one. I got another message from my inbox. This one is Franklin. Just Franklin, simply Franklin. Franklin says, Edafe, what do you have to say about the penalty awarded to Ghana Do you think that that is the right thing to do, or it was match fixing? Okay, so match fixing, for you to establish match fixing, yeah, I already in my intro I already said it's match fixing, frankly. So, but for you to establish concrete match fixing, you have to have all the facts in your hand. We don't have all that fact in hand. We could call it human error. There's no VAR in Africa, so this is a case that should be made for VAR. That if there was a VAR, the player would even be sanctioned for diving for simulation and all of that, but that didn't happen. Ghana got the win. They have 7 goals, South Africa have 6 goals, even though they both, I think, time on the same point, they both beat each other. South Africa beats Ghana in South Africa. Ghana has beaten South Africa dubiously at home. I think it's a bad penalty. It's a wrong call, but hey, it happened. It's happened. If South Africa wants to protest, they should protest. The CAF president is from the southern part of Africa. Is South African, so they could. Is it South Africa or Botswana? I don't know. It's from the southern part of Africa, so they could get justice if they watch the clip again. Because to me, I really feel that that was one of the worst decisions that any referee would give. But then it's football, so let's see how it goes. Well, on Facebook, you have John Equator. Say good morning, sir. Enjoy your day. Thank you very much. You to enjoy your day. Young boy, thank God. He said, "Morning, boss. Good morning to you as well." Let me see what's going on YouTube. Okay, yeah, we're running there straight away. And then on Instagram, what's going on the Monday? Yeah, it's just greetings. Whoa, greetings. We were graphics. How you doing? Good morning, boss. Trust you had a wonderful weekend. Yes, I did. But everybody in my house is under the weather, including me. Everybody, like we all have typhoid here, malaria there. The whole weekend was terrible, but God will see us through. Even me, I'm under the weather right now. Amy Lewis says, "Good morning, bros. I am calling, but the number is not going. Is it true? Ooh, sorry. I just realized that the number is switched off. Thank you very much for reminding me. Wow, guys in this office, engineers, Mando, setting me up to fail. Abi, God is watching you people. Well, let's keep it going and see how it goes from there. This one comes from, let me see. Omoko Ejiro. He says, bros, what do you have to say about Newcastle? Do you think that Newcastle would survive, especially with the coach that they got after mentioning all these coaches and then they still end up getting a coach like Eddie Howe? Do you think that they will survive? And if they do, how long can we wait for them to win their first major trophy? Well, I really don't know how long we can wait. I don't know, but I know one thing for sure is that Newcastle would be a force to reckon with. Okay, because you know how we say better super is sweet and money kill 'em, okay? Now better money kill 'em, and money make high float and all those stuff. So Newcastle have got a lot of money in their bags. They are not struggling with money. Money is not an issue with Newcastle. And having Eddie Howe is a case of there's no coach right now. There's no big coach right now who wants to come and be the forerunner for another coach. Okay, just because they want to earn money. So they are in a place where if you want to call in, you can call in on the number now 07025000069. If you're using the app, for instance, you can just directly call from the app and it will come to the studio number. Okay. If you've not updated your app, I'm sorry, please update it so that you get the right number to call in so that you don't call in on the wrong number. Okay, somebody's calling in already. Yeah, hello, good morning. Yeah, good morning. Okay, Abraham, talk to me.
You know, I just want to lament to you.
Why you want lament? What's happened?
Not much on Saturday, what did happen? I thought, I think I made a call. It's that guy is ball out. I see this boy, Simon, when the Simon cannot stop to say this, like, what is he doing in that way? I almost just a fire person now. What do they happen? Guys, those guys are fish, don't they talk to them? Like, what are you guys doing? Just pronounce my name, saying you know my back. Tired now. Confess I was still doing the same thing over and over again. Well, thank you, brother.
All right. Bye. I just got to lament, and he surely did lament. But Portugal would have wished to have 2 penalties to make them qualify. So let's not say just penalty, because when I hear people say that, I feel bad about it, because people have won World Cup with the penalties. People have qualified for tournament with penalties. First off, the penalties was a foul, and the penalty was given. People miss penalties. Let's not forget that the game. What was the game where I think Osimhen missed the penalty, or Aubameyang missed the penalty against Watford? Penalties are not that easy to score as we think. But yes, is the team playing well? No. I would say, I'll tell you that the Super Eagles is playing well. The team is not playing well. I'm angry myself. I'm sad myself. But then it's a qualification. What nobody asks whether you play well in qualification. What they want is, have you qualified? That's all. Hello, good morning. Yeah, good morning. Yeah, where are you calling me from? All right, talk to me.
Yeah, I have slight lamentation like the other caller said.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, my lamentation is about Nigerian sport journalism.
What did they do?
Now, when the chiefs are down, it's not like the team is not performing very well. Some people are saying the team does not have tactics, but there is no Nigerian coach that has ever had tactics. Chelsea does not have tactics. Now, a popular Nigerian sport journalist put up a picture of Genocho and other coaches where the players are, we are the other coaches, but players are not with Genocho. What was the sport journalist trying to get to? What was he driving at? And another thing is that why are sport journalists always quick to report negativity other than the positive sides of our Nigerian coach? Why are they fond of doing that, sir?
I wish I can answer that question directly here, but I don't have the answer to that. But there's this thing that my mom told me when I was growing up, that the things you vomit out of your mouth or with your action are a reflection of the things you take in. See, a lot of people are very, very bitter. They are bitter for their own reason. And somebody told me last week on Saturday that you're always happy even in this Buhari economy. And I said, what's wrong with Buhari economy? I said, people are dying, everything is happening. I said, but you're talking to me, you're not alive. Are you dead? He said, no. So the thing is, many people are bitter. They have their reasons to be bitter. I'm not going to come here and defend any Nigerian sport journalists. I'm not happy with them as well. If you know me very well, you know that. I'm not happy with them at all. But you see, over time, and I've been in the industry now for 17, going to, by February next year will be 18. For 18 years, no, August next year, sorry, will be 18. Now, one of the things that I'm going to tell you is Nigerian journalists' template over the years have thrived on negativity. So it takes conscious effort of people saying, you know what, we can't travel this road anymore. We have to change it. So, you mean, don't be offended. This is, especially the old school. I know the journalists you're talking about anyway. But the thing is, this is what they grew up on. This is what they know. You can't teach an old dog a new trick. So unless the ones that are willing to unlearn and relearn. Some of us who are trying to do the things the way we're doing it, people look at us like we're doing eye service, like we're foolish. But I've come to realize that we've been doing this all the years and nothing is happening. The other day in a journalist forum, I said, in the UK, the BBC, ITV, Sky Sports, and BT Sports contribute £5 billion to the English Premier League. How much is the Nigerian media contributing to the league? Zero. And people were giving me excuses. The thing is, we're not willing. We're our own problem. We're not willing to build our own. But it is very easy. Do you know that complaining is the easiest thing? You don't need facts to complain. You just need to have wrong perception, wrong opinion. You just have to say something and I say, I'm entitled to my opinion. But when you want to be constructive, when you want to build, you need to get the right facts, get the right number, get the right mindset to do it. It's harder. So there are people who don't want to do the hard work. That's why we're where we are. But sorry about that, Yomi. I think it behoves on us to filter what we get. There are also pictures with Ganacho and players, but if he chooses to put the one where he's standing alone, that's his business. It's not my call. You are welcome. All right.
Is that victory in football?
I've heard people say that there is no such thing as accidental victory, right? But I mean, I've heard people say it. These people who give you this, who say this accidental victory thing, are the same people who's been using the term technical advisor for years. They didn't know as journalists that is a wrong term, that term does not exist, but they want to teach other people how to do their job. Let's just leave it like that, my brother. There's another caller on the line. Yeah, hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. You got a Kingsley on the line.
Damn, the best writer in Nigeria. How you doing?
I feel good. Feel good speaking to the best sports analyst in the whole wide world.
Thank you very much. I'm honored, man.
Yes, I would like to talk about this getting draw. I understand the situation, but Nigerians do not, Nigerians, somehow we are like that. We say we like football, but when you go to
We
the
actually don't.
stadium
We
to
actually
watch
don't.
the local football, you don't see how well we love football. Everybody's so concerned about getting draw, but they don't see the reality. The reality is just there. We have players that don't play. They don't play for Real Madrid. They don't play for Barcelona. We have players scattered across the globe, but they are not playing at the top best. The last time we had players playing for top big clubs was for Man United. When you talk about super clubs, so let us accept what it is. For now, we have a team that cannot play tiki taka. Nigerians like that tiki taka. They like the way Okocha will dribble 24 people.
Yeah.
They do no longer see those things and they just want to throw the horse and the cats into the river. We'll get there someday, my friend.
I agree with you, man. I agree with you. All right, thank you very much, Daly Kingsley. Fantastic, very prolific writer and fantastic movie producer. Just leaving location over the weekend, as I saw on his social media page. This one came from Chima Ibuka from Ejigo. Hello, Idafi. I'm sorry to say this. I don't know if you'll be angry if you will block me at the end of the. No. On this side, I don't block anybody. Okay, but bringing back Igalo is your making. We saw how you went to interview him in his house. You asked him if he wants to come back to the national team. He said no. And then you ask Ganatro and Amaju. Seems like you are part of the problem. Why is Igalo back when we have Osime, Paul Onuachu, Ihanacho, Simiwanko, and even the informed Taiwo Awoni? What are you trying to prove? Wow, that's hard accusation of me anyway. But that's me doing my job, and this is Nigeria. You understand? So let me answer that question straight up. I didn't bring Odio Igalo back. If you know Odio Igalo, and if you can have a conversation with him, maybe you should have a conversation with him, and he will tell you that I'm one of those people who said he should never come back to the national team. I think that it was a wrong decision at the time, but the benefit of the doubt, I've seen it. I've seen the limitations of Victor Osimhen. I won't lie to you. Taiwo Awoniyi was given a chance. Albert, 45 minutes of the chance, he had chances to bury the ball in the net. He didn't do it. They call that in football, they call that inexperience. The thing is, you will not have a second chance to do your audition. When you get your moment, you've got to grab it. If you don't grab it, somebody else is going to come and have their moment. And most of these players, Simiwanko, have also had his moment. I don't know why the coach does not bring in Paul Onuachu. I think that Paul Onuachu have better goal per minute ratio in the Super Eagles. But why the coach does not trust him to start, and why the coach cannot play him and Osimhen, knowing fully well that Osimhen runs a lot and can, also create for his teammate, is something that I can't explain. But that's up to the coach to decide. Now I've known coaches, different coaches. I have coaches that are my friend, Eddie Dombraya at Global Stars, Imam Amapakabo at Abia Warriors, Finidi George at Eimba, Fidelis Lechuku, formerly MFN, then Heartland of Owerina, coaching a team in the North. I've never, ever, ever, ever asked a coach to pick my player, to pick a player that I know or my friend. It's not something that I'm good at, because I think that that's where the corruption starts. I don't leverage my friendship with coaches like that. Samson Sasa was the coach of the national team for years. I didn't give him any player, even though I helped his 2016 team to raise plenty of money. He rescued that team when they were stranded in the US. But I didn't ask, oh, give me a player, put a player there. And to let you know that I don't influence decision, I've been offered media officer job across every national team, the Super Eagles, the under 23, the under 20, the under 17, in the last 6 years. And I turned it down because what would everybody say? Oh, no wonder, that's why it's always something I do. I don't want it. So I'm just giving you guys that as a proof, evidence that that's not the case. But on the flip side, let's talk about Ojo coming back. If you look at the Super Eagles, whether you agree or you disagree, that Super Eagles need experience. As it is today, I didn't know if I'll be saying this, but as it is today, they say they're bringing Victor Moses back. I'll say yes, let Victor Moses come back. Because this team, as talented as they are, they just stop at potential. They don't have it. Let's not deceive ourselves. This has nothing to do with the coach. These players just don't have it. And the worst of all is now beginning to creep into the defense. People like Trusekong and Leon Balogo, they play with a sense of lackadaisical play. I was looking at the game against Liberia and I was saying to myself, we play Egypt like this, they'll beat us 7. We play Senegal like this, they'll beat us for 5. Honestly speaking. So I know that the lack of experience is telling on the team, and then there is this lack of, the players know that we don't have competition. If I'm starting, nobody's going to. Wilfred Didi knows that nobody's going to take his shirt. Leon Balogun and True Second knows that nobody's going to take their shirt. Victor Osimhen knows that nobody's going to take his shirt. It doesn't matter whether he's ballooing the ball. I mean, one-on-one with goalkeeper, he whips the ball over the back. And in this qualifiers, we've seen that a lot. It doesn't really matter to him because there's no competition. You've got to have competition. Bono should seem to me like somebody who comes in to make up the numbers. And that's sad, okay? Because I think that he deserves more chance. That's something that Ganatrol have to answer for at the end of the day. But another thing in football is you've got to give people what they need. Messi still plays for Argentina national team. I'm not saying that Victor Messi and Igalo are the same, but on the African context, you will say that Igalo scores everywhere he goes. Cristiano Ronaldo still plays for Portugal. Yes, they did qualify directly, but he still plays for Portugal. Zlatan Ibrahimovic still plays for Sweden. So you look at it, you can't. What's the moral justification? What's the justification to say, oh, you can't play this guy anymore? Yeah, is he not scoring where he's playing? He is. Is he not? Just one season ago, he was playing for Manchester United, scoring goals in the league and in the cup competition. So why are you going to wake up and say, oh, he doesn't deserve to be in the team? Okay, in time past, let's talk about some of the best coaches. When Coach Stephen Keshi won the Nations Cup, he took a player who had not played football for 2 years, and he went on to win the Nations Cup Sunday over and became the star of the tournament. Even though he still didn't trust him enough to take him to the World Cup a year later in Brazil. In 1994, when we won the Nations Cup, in case some of you guys don't know, Austin Eguavoen had not played football for 1 full year. He was banned after match day 3 in Belgium and was given a 1-year ban. But then he made every match that the national team played. And that club ban, for the record, he wasn't even allowed to train with the club. He had to come back to Nigeria and stay in the streets of Lagos. But he played every game. What happened? We qualified for the World Cup. We went on to win the Nations Cup. So sometimes you look at these things and you say to yourself, it's not mathematics. So if the coach says this is the player that I need, this is who I need in my team, I'm not going to work against him, even I don't like it, because I knew from the get-go, and this was why I was telling Odona, don't do this. These are the kind of comments that will come up. People will always have something to say about it. But let's look at what happens tomorrow. If tomorrow comes and boom, I don't know where Odona scores, hypothetically, Odona scores a hat-trick and we win the game, I'm sure everybody would chill. Everybody will realize and say, okay, well, it was worth coming. But if you know football, you look at the game very well, you know that this team that we'll have, we will be lucky to get past the group stage of the Nations Cup with this type of performance. Knowing fully well that the Nations Cup is also coming at a time when the coach will not even have a proper time to train his players. But the last interview we had with him, he said it clearly that the highest number of days he will have before the Nations Cup is 10 days to train his boys. So 10 days, no matter how intense you do your training, you do training for 5 days. I bet you that all the players are not going to come. First off, we already know that the Ibrox derby, the derby between Rangers and Celtic, is in January, somewhere in January 2nd. So the Nations Cup starts on the 9th. We don't play until somewhere on the 12th. So look at when are we going to go to camp? When are we going to come back? Some of the players will be on break in December. So all of this you need to put into consideration and say to yourself, I need people who can naturally condition themselves, people who can also help the players to discipline themselves. And that's probably the reason why Odio is back in the team. I don't know. The coach said it. I need it. That's the player I need. We're going to give him the material, because when you don't give a coach the materials that I need, the problem with that is, if he fails, they would come out and say, well, the players that I asked for, you guys can give them to me. One player that I sometimes say, oh, why is he in the camp? But, he came in and scored the penalties. Ahmed Musa. But, hey, this is football. Let's see how it goes. Some coaches prefer the players older. Some of them prefer them younger. But I think a perfect blend between youth and experience is always useful in a team. Let's look at the stories making around the gossip. From the BBC, this is the story that we've got. Tottenham Hotspur and Manchester City have been told they can sign 21-year-old Fiorentina and Serbia striker Dusan Vlahovic in January, but only if they pay £70 million. Why is Arsenal not in the mix again? I don't understand. Okay, I guess the player wants to play for teams that are playing in Europe. But Tottenham playing the Conference League, is that Europe? Okay, I don't know. Netherlands midfielder Donny van der Beek 24 has decided to leave Manchester United in January. Where is he going to? I don't know. Maybe Warri Wolves. Okay, talking about Warri Wolves. Wolves are eyeing. I'm talking about Wolverhampton Wanderers anyway. Are eyeing a deal for Van der Beek. Okay, so let's see if that's where he goes. Manchester United put off a move for now. Tottenham manager Antonio Conte, because of his £250 million transfer budget demand. That's a shame on Manchester United anyway. Okay, football in Pidgin English, Ross Brendel. How you doing? And went for that and say, make we look at the what Ojo Gallo will bring to the team, experience and more goals, like Ross talk. The perfect blend between experience and youth. Thank you very much for adding your voice to that one. Manchester United hope Zinedine Zidane close relationship with Cristiano Ronaldo and Raphael Varane could persuade him to join the club. Okay, so they're banking on personal relationship now. That's the players would have to, swing this one for them because they don't think they can do it on their own, like on their own strength anymore. They need the players' connection, like man no man. And man no man is the thing that put Manchester United in this place. It started with Moyes. Man no man, so Alex Ferguson used man no man to employ David Moyes. They are using man no man again to keep Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. It's one of us. It's one of us. We cannot embarrass him. Well, it's not Buhari that is doing man no man now. Everybody does it, even in Europe. Okay, let's keep it going. Sevilla centre back Jules Kounde is I don't know. Is a target for Manchester United, and the Old Trafford club could pay the 23-year-old France international's 80 million release clause. Wow, 80 million euros for Jules Kounde. Is it worth it to beat Chelsea to his signing? Okay, and you don't have a good coach. First off, sort out your coach before you bring in players, because you might bring in players that the coach that you're going to bring in later will not like. Truth is, with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, you're not going anywhere. Okay. Barcelona are planning moves for 3 Chelsea players: Moroccan midfielder Hakim Ziyech, 28, England winger Callum Hudson-Odoi, and United States midfielder Christian Pulisic. I can say with all sense of sincerity and respect that this deal will not work. That is a fake rumor. Borussia Dortmund are also interested in Chelsea's Ziyech, and they have been in touch with the players' camp, waiting to get in touch with the club. Let's see how that goes. Manchester United would allow England goalkeeper Henderson. This guy has been asking to go since he was 20. Now he's 24, to leave on an 18-month loan deal. Juventus and France midfielder Adrien Rabiot, 26, is of interest to Newcastle United. Skillful but stubborn and also injury-prone, so Newcastle, you better know what you're getting. Chelsea are monitoring Napoli and Italy striker Lorenzo Insigne. Even though he's 30, he's a player that they want to get. Tottenham Hotspur have turned down the chance to sign Real Madrid and Belgium winger Eden Hazard, 30, who was signed up. Instead, the 132-year-old Welsh international Gareth Bale, whose contract with the Spanish side runs out next summer. Gareth Bale, okay. France striker Kylian Mbappe, 22, says he's happy at Paris Saint-Germain, but hinted he could leave amid links to Real Madrid. So why are you happy? Wolverhampton Wanderers want to make South Korean forward Wang Hin-cha is loaned in from RB Leipzig permanent, and interest in the 25-year-old Liverpool and Manchester City is also waiting on the wings to make sure they get the player. Napoli want to agree a permanent deal for Fulham midfielder Andre Frank Zambo Aguiza. The Cameroonian international 25 joined the Italian club in the summer on loan, so they want to make that deal a permanent one. Let's see how that goes anyway. Arsenal England at 21 striker Folari Balogun, 20, is a target for Middlesbrough. Wishing well as part of the people that make Arsenal lose first 3 games this season. Okay, so still keep your messages coming, whether on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube. Let's get it. Okay, today is Aproko's birthday, the comedian Aproko. This is birthday. Okay, let me also tell you how the draws for the playoff, the European playoff for the World Cup qualification, how it will go, when it will be done, and how it goes. So let me take this piece well explained from Marca.com so that you get it clearly. With the FIFA World Cup qualifying group coming to a close, attention is naturally turning to the next key stage, to finalizing the European representation at Qatar 2022, the playoff. The 10 group winners will qualify directly, but 12 teams will then fight it out for the final 3 tickets for next year's tournament. There will be plenty of big names among those teams, and competition for the final places is sure to be fierce. Our fierce. Is it not like that saying that? Okay, when is the European World Cup qualification playoff draws? Okay, the draw for the European qualification playoff draws Qatar 2022 will take place on Friday, November 26th in Zurich at 5 p.m. CET. Okay, Central Eastern Time. What format will the playoff take? In a first time format for European qualification, it's not going to be head-to-head anymore. It's different this time for the World Cup. The playoff will take the form of one of games over 2 rounds, a semi-final round and a final round, to determine the 3 teams who will advance to the quarterfinals. Wow, that's totally crazy. Okay, there is much like the format of the playoff for the Euro 2020, which several of the teams taking part is familiar with already. Okay, what teams will play in the playoff? The first final list of participants will be decided by the middle of next week, and which is the middle of this weekend. Well, including the 10 group runners up along with the best 2 from the 2020-2021 Nations League group winners who did not finish first or second in their group. Portugal are now confirmed to be in the playoff along with Sweden, Scotland, Russia, plus Austria and one of Czech Republic or Wales. Wow. Oshikuwere, it is happening and it is happening. Some of the things that you thought will qualify directly, like no shaking. Well, no problem. No, now we are our boys, we did. I lie. Did not qualify. I'm just saying it so that you don't think that, oh, I walk over. It's not walk over. There's no walk over in this matter at all. Football and football. When you look at Nigeria, say they are minions in football. They are not minions anywhere. People are battling their life out. Right now, there is still plenty to play for in the final round of matches with Switzerland and Italy, Finland and Ukraine, Turkey, Norway, and Netherlands, Poland and England, plus Northern Macedonia as well as Romania. So look at Italy that predicted will be in the finals. They have not even qualified. But I think they'll qualify. They'll qualify. England, they just need 1 point. They need a draw away at West San Marino. Come on. What could be worse? But just imagine England get beaten by San Marino. Just imagine like we get beaten. Okay. Belgium, Croatia, Denmark, France, Germany, Serbia, and Spain have definitely qualified directly for the World Cup as group winners as things stand. When will the playoffs take place? That's the one you need to know. Once the draw is made on November 26th, the next key dates to look forward to are the playoff semifinals, which will take place on March the 24th and 25th next year. Everything will then be set in stone by the end of March, with the 3 finals being played on March 28th and 29th. Then for the 3 victories, teams joining Europe's contingent in Qatar, preparation will begin for the first ever Winter World Cup, which will begin on November 21st, 2022. Who wants to go to the World Cup? Okay, where can? Let's leave that one. Let's leave that one. That one is not part of the conversation as we are speaking. Okay, so let's leave that one and get the show going. Oh, I had cable pull off. Okay, so with this, you know that there are 30 teams coming from Europe, but then in Africa, did anybody see the Ghana game? Ghana, South Africa. Please, what's your opinion? That penalty, please. I don't know. To me, I felt like it was dubious, very, very dubious. But what's your opinion? What says you? If you saw it, the video is on my. Did I have it on Instagram? I don't know. I posted it somewhere, maybe my status or somewhere. But what's your say? I mean, is that a case for Africa to start thinking of using VAR? Because if there was VAR in that game, there is no way on this planet that anybody is awarding that as a penalty. As a matter of fact, a referee that awarded that as a penalty would even be sanctioned. But hey, it happens. Yeah, shit happens. That's what they say. So what do you think? Okay, from Angola Botayo says, bros, that penalty dubious and fraudulent one. Ghana FA must have paid the referee plenty of money, and Ghana was not playing well. The very minute they just had that opportunity, the referee had to justify the money paid to him. But it seems like that anyway. It seems like that. It's hard. It's the voice of Jacob, the hand of Esau. It's hard to ignore that part. And that's the sad thing about this one. So, well, if you want to call in, the number to call in is 07025000069. 07025000069. Want to send you WhatsApp message, you can send in your WhatsApp message. Kenneth Ukim, he said that penalty is just like PlayStation, man. African football are really lacking behind. I agree with you. That one is terrible. That one, PlayStation service is even better. I mean, like Sega. Say for Sega, you didn't know the fact they just blow so they just forever just celebrate. Like I said, they didn't get them from up like flies. They be like go back now to play Sega now. Like think of yourself playing Sega. I know this generation don't get Sega, so they don't know. But those of us who play Sega back in the day where we were always excited. What were we excited about? What were we seeing? Like what were we really seeing? What were we looking at? What's that thing oh Lord. My childhood. That's child abuse. Digital child abuse. But hey, let's move on. That has happened. Okay. Stefanos Chukwuebubi. He said, Edafi, good morning. Do you like the Super Eagles when you watch them play? Do you feel excited when you watch them play? Or your defense is just because you are Nigerian and you don't want to say anything bad about the team? Is it that it's bad, but you're just choosing to pretend like nothing is wrong? Okay, let me be very honest with you. I don't say anything. I don't like the team when they play. I don't. I won't lie about that. Hello, good morning. Good morning to you. All right, you want to talk to us?
Yeah, I feel like that penalty is really unfair to South Africa. Considering the fact that they are not able to clear the out and now go and penalty themselves. And that's what starting out of playing in the field that will actually take the whole goal. Anyway, I don't think it is active. So I feel like that's really
all right, thank you very much, Timothy Daybo, for calling in on the show. I'm been getting a lot of callers today. Come on, what's happening? Today is the day for the callers. Okay, Omaro Henry Johnson, he said, why and how on earth would this be a penalty? May God have mercy on African football. This is not in any way a PK. Yeah, I know that. And they also know that. The Ghanaians also know that. Court, I'll have to call court later and I'll tell him, how much did you give to the referee? Let's be honest. Talk to me. We're brothers and sisters. When you fake up like this, when you do this anything, we're brothers and sisters. I will go and tell my pastor, what you did is not good. You have to go for confession at the pastor. Hey, my Ghanaian brothers, so they say that they speak with English, they speak rubbish. Okay, let's forget about that. But we don't bribe referee this way. Ghana, that penalty. Well, yeah, Idowu Abiodun. He said, good morning, Daffy. I like your show. I enjoy you. I've always followed you. I don't know. This is the first message I'm reading. Okay. I want to find out something. The other day you said that with the rise of Newcastle, Manchester United will suffer. Why did you choose to pick Manchester United? What about Arsenal? What about Chelsea? What about Man City, Aston Villa, West Ham, and the rest? Okay. First of that you're not mentioning Manchester United in the same sentence with Aston Villa and the rest already means that Manchester United are suffering. That's just the truth. Okay, so in the context of the conversation last week, I said we're talking about Manchester United going for a new coach. And I said, if now that Antonio Conte is off the market, and there's only Zidane remaining, they should hurriedly go get Zidane because he might be able to salvage the season for them. He's got Cristiano Ronaldo that he's worked with. He could mold the team to compete again. Manchester United are actually not competing. They are just struggling. They are surviving. They are playing without direction, and that's very, very bad. So look at the way Arsenal fell from number one and number 2 position to go even out of the top 4. This is what happened. So let's explain. Let's use that as a chain reaction to explain this. Okay, let's do it this way. When Arsene Wenger came in '96. Only Manchester United were the top team. Then you have Blackburn Rovers who won the previous season, but was just a one-off, just like Leicester City did. And then there was this team, Newcastle, that was challenging for the title, if you remember. Then Arsenal came in and, excuse me. So at the end of the day, the challenge became Arsenal and Man City, and Arsenal won. If you notice, I mean, Man United, every time Man United were not, ready for it, Arsenal was there to grab. But after that, Roman Abramovich came in with plenty of money and good coaches, and we saw the result. Arsenal went from the direct title challenger to Manchester United and became second fiddle or third, because Chelsea became the direct challenger and they won the title back to back, and they were always in the title running. And then just when you think, Arsenal was going to reinvent themselves and reinvent the wheel, and Arsene Wenger was going to come with some magical move. One time they were close to winning the title, Eduardo got injured. Another time they were close to winning the title, Arsene Wenger's foolish mumu tactics prevailed against Arsenal. Arsenal lost the title. Now, Man City found money, and the money that Man City found means that Arsenal went from third to fourth. They fell down the pecking order again. And then just after that, Leicester found money. People say that Leicester won the title without money, and that's very, very strange. They found money, and we saw they won the title. Now, you now have Newcastle who have money. In this movement, Manchester United have also gradually slid out of the way. Yes, last season they came second, just the same way Arsenal came second. This season, Leicester won the title. Coming second doesn't get flower. You don't get medals for coming second. You didn't win the league. So the more they delay with headless chicken Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the more they are going to slide down. And then we hear that Rakuten is coming to buy a club in the Premier League. Some other clubs are coming, and then they are getting bold enough to, the way almost everybody became very bold to play against Arsenal. Knowing that, don't worry, not Arsenal. If you go there, we'll be there. Okay? So much so that even former Watford captains say they don't have balls. They don't have cojones. Okay? I'm talking about, what's his name now? Troy Deeney. So that's where Manchester United is falling to. And that's where I got that from. I mean, you're a Manchester United fan, you can be angry, it's allowed, but that's the truth. So if Manchester United don't wake up and face the reality and realize that, come on, we need to shake off this no direction and focus. Hey, Frank, how you doing, Skiffle? And focus on putting proper coaches, because I can't say Manchester United have not invested. Manchester United have actually invested. In the last 5 years, they've invested more money than any other team. Manchester United and Man City are the highest investors in terms of signing players, buying players, and getting the right qualities. And this instead of salaries, in terms of salaries as well. So money has never been a problem with Manchester United, like Arsenal, who had money issues, but still, they've also spent very highly in the last 5 years. But for them, if they don't act fast, and Newcastle gets in their reading, get past survive, because they survived this season, and the area obviously maybe might be kicked up, let go, and then new set of players. New set of players will start coming in January. Then the next transfer window, next June, another set of players will come in. And the transfer window immediately after the World Cup, another set of players will come in, and that team will be ready. So, like I said before, third year after the takeover, because Newcastle were not in a position that Chelsea was or Man City was when the big money came in. So their own is going to take a little while longer, like 2 or 3 years. But after the third year, I think this is my thought. I think that they would be up there. And I'm talking about money to spend. They have money to spend. One, financial fair play puts Tottenham at the highest place to spend, because they've not spent money in the last 2 or 3 seasons. But that said, it doesn't take away the fact that the people who can really spend money are Newcastle, because Newcastle have an opening for them to spend even more than the 200 million allowed by financial fair play for them. Because once they sign sponsorship deals, the stadium naming right, training ground naming right, another good thing with Newcastle compared to Chelsea and Man City, at the time of the takeover, Newcastle, the same period, Newcastle have more fans, more brand power than those two clubs, even though those two clubs are higher. So in terms of negotiating, and then Ahmad Stevely is somebody who is good with money. She's very, very good with money. She's a money well. She's somebody who brings in the money. That's the sector she works in. So she can always bring in new sponsors, title sponsor, shirt sponsor, stadium naming rights sponsor, training ground sponsors, and then they'll do some expansion. With that, their spending power will not go to, say, 400 million. With 400 million, they can buy any player and put them on any salaries and sell some of their players. And then before you know it, Manchester United is falling down, because it doesn't look like Man City are going to slow down. Yeah, they might lose Pep Guardiola as a coach, but then they'll find somebody else who is that good. And then they would also, walk the rings and see what happened. But I think that it's not because I'm comparing Manchester United with West Ham, Arsenal, and the rest of them, but I'm just saying that what happened to Arsenal might just happen to them. They might slip off the stronghold of the Premier League. That's what I mean. Okay, choose. I say lawyer listener reporting for duty from Alaba International Market. Been listening with the app and thought I'd say hi, yeah. Okay, thank you very much. How you doing? Where you take what's your take on the 2002 World Cup holding mid-season and EPL players coming back, barely 8 days after the Mundial? Don't you think it takes the special factor away from the World Cup? You see, the thing about problem is problem creates solution. That's why they say that problems are the best things that you can ever have. The World Cup is not supposed to be, if you call it the World Cup, it's not supposed to be hosted in certain elite region. So, and there's something they call adopt to adapt. Yes, adopt to adapt. You take something from somewhere and you bring it to your place. It's just like democracy. Our democracy cannot be like the American democracy. We're not the same. We have our peculiarities. They don't have geopolitical zone. We have geopolitical zone. So there are things that are different. Okay. So Qatar is not having issues with hosting the World Cup major. It is the rest of the world. The same EPL players and clubs and the rest of the world that they say, oh, we can't play in such weather. But we forgot that we played under 17 at that same period before. Okay, in August. In Qatar hosted an under 17 championship before. People forget that part. So once everybody agreed that let's move it to the cold period, the time where the sun is not really too much, they disagree on taking water break. Everybody agreed. So we can't come back now and say, oh, EPL players. It's not only EPL players are going to the World Cup. What I think EPL should do is they are the ones that lead the conversation that the World Cup should be moved, because then they thought, the British press or the English FA and the rest of the people thought that if they push that argument, the World Cup will be moved from Qatar to another place. But people don't collect money. Even British people, British companies are responsible for building stadiums and hotels and roads. So you cannot just move the World Cup after such investment have been spent. There are floating restaurants, hotels, accommodation, stadiums, a whole lot of things that have been built. FIFA will be mad to say they want to do that. This is about a $7 billion investment. So one way or the other, the World Cup is going to hold. Clubs will still come back. After all, we had the COVID that shut down football for a very long time. They still came back, played midweek games, play all those matches, and the season ended. So World Cup doesn't come every year, so they will find a way around it. That's what I think anyway. But nice one from that. Kenneth Kim, you say the same way you just highlighted how Newcastle will go was how you did with clubs and Liverpool, and I totally agree with you on that. Spot on. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think my club prediction was the most spot on prediction that I've given in recent years, because that was crazy, man. For a Liverpool team that's not won the league to boldly say that thing that I said, but I knew that club was a good coach. I just knew that I was a good coach. But I wasn't sure of maybe the players I was going to sign, but I just felt there was a window. You could see, even in the Premier League today, there's a window for somebody to come in and boldly go and surprise everybody and win it. The problem is not everybody is bold enough, not every team is gangster enough to go there. Yes, Sekundayo Olatunde Dakmo Bassett. You say Barcelona don't get money to sign players where them the target. God. Oh God. This one loud. Whether they target to Chelsea player at a time. Okay. Where's my brother? My nose don't block, guys. My nose, it don't block. Timothy Nemo says he's caught Oracle and Danny Jordan. Now your people. Maybe you should have them on the show via call. Make them do small hard tackle. I wish I can, honestly, but caught Oracle, they fear interview die. Like if they fear interview. But then, I hate hard tackle, so it's not something I want to get another person into. Something that I don't like. I don't want to put people through it. Well, it's time. It's that time of the show where I'm not happy, but I just have to say it. Time flies when we're having fun. It's cliche, but it's true. Time really does fly when we're having fun. And 1 hour is beginning to look like 5 minutes on this show, but I've really had fun today. Oh boy, but the attack. Everybody thinks that I brought Judo Gallo back to the national team. I'm not. People say BP. People say, like, so they don't fit myself. I'm not. I'm just doing my job, and I'm going to continue to do my job. Unless you guys think you don't like what I do. But once again, thank you very much, because I see a lot of subscribers coming on the YouTube channel. I see a lot of push, a lot of support. That means that you guys love what we're doing. Thank you so much. This meets to Norwich. What do I have to say about it? It's a good one. It will be now gooder let me use that word, what my younger brother used to say. It will be good at goodest if he my childhood. What's the I'm very so I wish he's listening right now. Oh god. It will be gooder if it saves them from relegation. Now the reason is Amazing Fruit Kitchen. How are you doing? It will be good if it saves them from relegation because Frank Lampard will not look and say, that's the job I would have taken, but fear of relegation made me not to get the job, not made me to walk away from that job. I just hope that everything goes well with this because I think that he did a good job with Aston Villa, lost a good player, not as great as people want to rate him anyway, lost a good player and they still fumbled. The players that he brought in didn't do well, and they have to sack him so early. Well, I understand the sacking because it's massive investment. Nobody wants to fall into relegation water, so they are trying to salvage their situation. And then with the merry-go-round of sacking going on, Aston Villa just felt they need to take that decision. But then again, this shows that he's a good coach because you just got fired, get paid off, and then again, another job is available for you. That's a good one for you. Congratulations to him, and I wish him all the very, very best. Not like Newcastle. I mean, Norwich City doesn't really have the players to survive relegation. Then there are too many teams within that relegation zone who are looking to escape too. So the road map from Benin to Agadez and Libya and Italy, there's roadblock. There is kidnappers and killing and slavery, slave traders on that road. So it's going to be hard for Norwich, but let's see how they survive. Their survival is in their hand. If the players can rally themselves and say first of all the match against the teams in the same region with them, they will not lose anymore. They will try and win those ones. And then they go and do we die here, pack the balls, get a draw against the big teams. Something might just happen. I think I like the way they played against Arsenal, even though they lost, but they almost got to draw against Arsenal. Well, this is why I draw the content on the show today. Thank you very much. It's been great being with you guys on the Sports Buffet Monday edition. It's been very, very fantastic. Normally Monday is dragging and slow, but the messages today and the phone calls, it's like we have the most focus today on the show. Thank you so much, everybody. Amazing Fruit Kitchen. What do I want to say? I don't know. Bring your product to our show. Let's talk about your products on our show. Guys, you can follow Amazing Fruit Kitchen on Instagram. It's Amazing Fruit Kitchen. Just follow them, and then you understand what I'm saying. Well, that's how I've done the content on the show today. My name is Idafe Matthew. So let's do this again tomorrow, 9 a.m. to 10. Please download the Elevated TV radio mobile application. If you have Android phones, we're working on the iOS. We'll make it a Christmas gift. We'll get it ready before Christmas. And please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is Elevated TV Sports. Please subscribe to us, watch our content, and comment. Let us know if we're doing well or we're not doing well. Whether our editing is good, our reporting is good, what you think we should improve on. Help us to grow. There's nothing wrong if we become as big as Logan's channel, 20 million subscribers. Please do us the favor and follow us, subscribe to us on YouTube, and help us to grow. God bless you and have yourself a lovely day. Peter Ewanode is coming up with Them Say Sports, where it tells you in pidgin English all of the things that the celebrities, the sportsmen, the coaches, the fans, and everybody are saying on social media. For the next 6 minutes plus, it will be in your ear if you're using the mobile application. That's the more reason why you should always have the mobile application. Have yourself a lovely and a wonderful day.
On social media, I still remain one of the Peter. This morning, as always, we enter inside Portugal. I said those guys will let it call this Serbia national team.
How do YouTube people? All of now today now wish. All of now for YouTube today, all of now bears. Now wait for the show finish for a comment. I be God the watch now. Very nice. Chief say I've been listening with the absence. It's very nice. Thank you very much. Here's a Patrick say good morning, boss. Sorry I'm late. I up to the say good morning, boss. Nice hearing your voice again. Thank you very much. Here's a Patrick. He said because we have the talent to try, but we are struggling to play good football. Ugo Chuku watching Emelu say for me, it is the referee's discretion to give the penalty or not. The South African player pushed the Ghanaian player, even if it was very slight. Okay? Say so.